The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Here we are, Monday, Victory Monday, Players Lounge in the SWBC podcast studios here at the Star. Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Newey Scruggs, and that is Barry Church.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
30 to 20 is the final
Whoa.
score.
30 to what?
I mean, 30 to 10. I'm sorry, 30 to 10.
What's the prediction?
Oh, you want the prediction? Okay.
I was kind of close, man.
All right,
I'm just saying.
Barry Church, you had it 28-7.
Dang.
What did I have it at?
What you have?
Danny McCray, you had it at 31.
Look at me.
Hello.
Negro Damas over here.
It was 24-10. 24-10.
Don't look at me like that was closer than mine.
I'm just saying the 10 points.
Animosity out here.
It's okay.
We all hype right now. We all just hype. We all just hype.
I was coming back.
You're doing right.
I was coming back to me because I had it 26-20 at first. Then I changed it to 26-17, and you talked about the defense. So you guys were on point. You and Heckma on point with, hey, all they're going to get is a touchdown, and then the touchdown they got, okay, with a busted, the dudes fell down. It was,
Well, it wasn't busted.
He got beat. No, it
wasn't busted.
He
gonna beat a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
No, he ain't.
Not with two at
The
quarterback.
safety come across, he supposed to
It was
make
a bad
that
angle.
tackle.
Bad angle by
Nah,
Hooker. Gilmore, he just got outran
He
a little
essentially
bit.
was double teamed to where he should have been able to get that for 10, 15 yards.
That was it.
That was a bad play.
Whatever. I'm trying to let Malik Hook off the hook right here.
I'm just looking for a Scandrick type moment.
That's what I was waiting for.
He didn't do it. But Gilly could have done that. He could have been like, yo.
Oh, he was beat too. So, but this is like we said. There's one guy out there who was going to be lining up against our defensive backs that was going to give you a test. All right, and he did. So shout out to him.
30 to 10. Cowboys win the season opener at Jerry World. They are now 2-0 on the season.
Boys look good.
Yeah. Here's a stat that stood out to me, guys. First time in Cowboy history, no turnovers in the first 2 games to start a season.
We all talked about this, years after years when me and Danny were playing. Y'all all know this as well. The turnover stat, that's literally the best stat in football. You win a turnover battle 9 times out of 10, it's like 90% or something like that. You're gonna win the game. So when you have a defense, and I'm giving kudos to Mike McCarthy on this one because he understands what he's working with on that other side of the ball. When you got a historically great, and I'm gonna say as of right now, they're on a historically great path. I'm talking about defensive wise. When you got a historically great defense on that side, you got to play into it. Those guys are harassing quarterbacks each and every snap out there. And we all talked about waves and waves of guys they can throw at you. But they're harassing the quarterback and they're forcing takeaways. What's that, 7 in 2 games right now? So offensively, all you got to do is say, hey, let me just hold on to this. Let me give my guys a break a little bit. And they're going to go out there and do the same thing. And we'll talk about it a little bit later. But offensively, when you hold the ball, stat that kind of popped out to me, talking about stats. You hold the ball for 42 minutes.
And 15 seconds.
What? I don't care how great your defense is. I don't care how good the New York Jets were. You can't last that long defensively. Eventually, you're going to break. In 42 minutes, we all play ball here. We all understand ball. That's a long time to be on the field.
No, and Newey, you're coming from the perspective of offensively not turning the ball over or defensively predicting and getting the turnovers. Which way are you coming with it?
Looking at, for me, just how many times do we see where the turnovers have hurt the Cowboys?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So
100%.
So speaking of ball security, that was the best thing for me. Ball security, field position.
I'm about to say, y'all just gonna gloss over the
Sauce almost got it.
Sauce dropped him one.
Yeah. We gonna go.
Okay,
we gonna
right.
do.
But it was good. It was good.
Hand grenades, horseshoes. We could talk almost. It didn't happen.
It was a fifth. It was a fifth.
But it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
And that's the one thing that Danny, you've been harping on because y'all know how big that is. And when your quarterback can complement your defense, get your running game going the way that they did. 42 minutes, dog. We just playing a mean game of keep away.
That's crazy.
That's all we doing. And if I can have a 14-point lead going into the fourth, I talked to you about this as soon as you came in. If I give you a 14-point lead going into the fourth with the number one defense like y'all had at Jayville, y'all going to win that game. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And so for me, Mike McCarthy, people will talk about it. I'm sure we're going to get into the game plan, red zone, all of that stuff. Man, protect the ball. Make sure you get us out of here with a W and don't do anything stupid, man. I loved it.
I loved it. I loved it. Like you said, we get into the play calling that Big Mike with the extra sugar and the Kool-Aid coming out here.
Not that Dick Gregory.
Making it happen. Like you said, Dak did almost give away one, which would have been like we don't understand it as an out route. We seen it against Washington. I think last year we threw it back to back and got it pick six, but it happens. Okay, he was trying it. I think he the defensive lineman may have come off and forced him to throw it around him a little bit, so that was off. But no fumbles. No picks, no special teams blunders, no any of that. That is when you play that type of football, right? Yeah. And I feel like the whole team is playing to their defense. So like, all right, hey, we protect it. We end the drive with a kick. We ain't losing. No. Because we know what we got on defense. If you continue to do that throughout the year, then you'll be okay. Now it's only 2 games. All right, so I want to just pump the brakes
Pump your brakes right quick
because I'm so high on Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy right now that I could start saying the SB.
Y'all say it then.
Hold on now.
That's why I said I'm gonna pump my brakes because I do realize that we played against the most improved quarterback in NFC East and then Zach Wilson. So I am watching the games and I'm saying we did what we were supposed to do out there. All right, we still got 2 big tests where San Francisco looks like they true indeed. So we got some stuff that we got to do. So I'm not saying it, but goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. When the last time you felt this good coming out of 2 weeks?
When Dak was 3-0.
I was about to say,
you felt this good?
And he look.
Everybody, their mom was talking. We getting tickets. 3-0, we getting tickets.
No. That wasn't coming off the back-to-back 12-4 seasons to where you were like, okay, we're going to go 12-4. This is like, we might not just go 12-4 this year. We might be a little bit better than that.
I'm just saying. We see 3-0, turn down the contract extension, and then I judge it too by what do they want of the TV station. The TV say, "Hey, can we get you in the early shows?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're all feeling." And then the news people want you in the A block, and I'm like, "Guys, tap down." So what I got the call today? Hey, can we get you in the 5?
Business is booming.
Right.
The shop back open.
It's like what we tell everybody we back up. So yesterday I'm leading off the show last night. We lead story last night. Then of course you get the early phone call. Hey, can news get a parking pass so they can go out to the game because we want to do a story? So
everybody eats B.
Right. So it's that. Now it's like, hey, can we work on for the San Francisco game on Sunday night? Can we work on another type of a Cowboy piece? What can we do? So
that's gonna be a game. It's
getting that going.
Sunday night too.
That's gonna
be.
But my point is, this defense looks unlike any defense that I've seen the Cowboys have since I've been around the Cowboys.
Even with last year.
So
another level.
That's what makes me feel a lot better than any other time because I'm watching the defense play and saying everybody's gonna have a hard time playing against us.
Yeah.
So I talked to Jordan Lewis in the locker room afterwards, and I said, "You ever been on defense this good?" And he's like, "In college, but not in the pros." I said, "Not like this," and he just methodically talked through how the different levels of what guys are at, and so you're just sitting here talking to a guy who's in there every day, and he's marveling at what they can do and the talent they have here. So,
the show starts when the defense comes onto the field. You're gonna see something special. Offensively, hey, Mike McCarthy, it was good and boring. Thank you. but that defense, when they were out there, man, just like you were talking about Dan Quinn as a defensive guy. You love the way he's switching up the coverage. You love the way he's presenting pressure. You love the fact that he's not even having to blitz. He's getting pressure just with his front. And I mean, from a skill set standpoint, Michael Parsons right now, dog, if you're not watching where number 11 is, you just don't like football. All right, because on every down when he's out there, tell me where number 11 is.
He playing so good, you forget about how good D-Law playing right now.
D-Law
When you talk about setting the tone,
That first play, my God.
doing his thing, man.
looking fast, strong, all that. You seeing some of the best D-Law that you've seen since he was going through those injuries. And Michael Parsons is playing so good, you're not even saying D-Law, but he is playing great.
Yeah.
Odigizua,
3 sacks already. Interior, 3 sacks.
and you don't have time to talk about how good these guys are playing because Michael Parsons is playing that much better, and they're playing great.
Poor Brown and Becton, man. Them tackles.
Poor Brown and Becton.
They had no chance.
Hey, they knew what they signed up for.
I mean, ain't giving you no help out. I mean,
And I ain't gonna lie, if I'm them, I'm frustrated because half of those times, if you saw it, the man he's pushing Parsons back. If you Zach, you step up in the pocket, you gotta get rid of the ball.
He didn't know where it was coming
Like, what
from.
is you doing? He's holding on to the ball like this is Little League or something. These guys are fast.
Church, he didn't know where it was coming from.
That's what I'm like,
if he stepped up, Odigizua was gonna get him. If he started to run, that man, literally, Michael was after him on every play.
Did you watch Hard Knocks? Aaron
yeah, of
Rodgers
course
told
I
him,
did.
hitch once, hitch twice, get out of
Get
there.
out of there. And my man was back there still
He was
hitching.
back there to hit.
This ain't BYU. What you got going on,
It
man?
wasn't there.
What you doing, man?
It wasn't there.
Yeah, he needed A-Rod, bro. He needed
Man, somebody in his ear or something,
No,
because
it
all the
wouldn't have
teaching was
helped
gone.
He would have said, "You come out here and you do it.
Yeah,
Show me
wow,
first. Show me
man.
how it's done, and I'm gonna mimic that."
I was leaving the stadium last night, and that little bullpen area where they got the families and all that. And then Zach had a big little group of folks around him, and he was talking to him, and I had a little sympathy for him, man. It was like, what could you do, bro? You had no chance.
Your coach left you out to dry. That's what he did.
That's it.
I mean, he had no chance. The tackles were there. These guys are playing next level. It's the first Cowboy game. They brought a truckload of Jets fans here. I don't know if you know that or not. But they got that. They brought a little truckload.
It
of
wasn't no
fans
JETS.
No.
They was until Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and they was like, man, I still got to go out here to Dallas.
It was already
Yeah,
paid
we
for. It was already paid
got the
for.
ticket in the hotel.
Yeah, I gotta
guess
go.
we gonna go on out here.
But
and
if
see
you're
the thing.
Hackett, what are you doing? You got Brees Hall and Cook, and we talked about this earlier. And Cooks, we talked about it. He looks washed. I mean, he looks washed.
Is cooked.
And you got Hall back there. The man touches the ball 4 times all game.
It was over with.
4 times.
He said something about it too now.
What are you
They
thinking,
should
man?
have kept running the ball, bro. The game was not a hand enough for them to be like, we abandoned it.
We gotta just pass the. Whoo.
And
Zach Wilson trash.
but
Zach
they
Wilson
didn't.
trash. He trash.
You're right, man.
they run into a headache.
He trash. I tried to tell y'all, the Cowboys defense gonna make a lot more quarterbacks look like that.
Well, they got another one this week.
You know, they got Dobbs, man. I feel bad for your Dobbs.
Well,
man.
actually, he played him last year on Thursday night.
But this
is a different D.
This isn't this. Where do you rank this as wins? You know, I've been asking like, where's the meter for me to get excited about my defense? You told me it was somewhere around the 49ers. If we don't like, where do you gauge this one, D-Mac? Is this one of those? Oh, okay. Or is this one that? Oh,
This don't really give me nothing, man. It's Zach Wilson.
is that okay?
Now, if you
I'm gonna
got,
go
if
with
you,
that.
now, listen,
I'm gonna go with that.
Now, because the thing for me is, I would have loved to see this with Aaron Rodgers out there. No matter what we say about the offensive line and all that stuff, seeing him be able to make adjustments, get the ball to 17, and figure out see how we responded to that. Would have been just amazing, right? Brees, you can guarantee that Brees and them would have got some carries.
Lazard
had Aaron
would have
Rodgers
been involved a
Lazard
little
would have
bit,
been involved. It would have been great to see that. But since we didn't get to see it, I'm putting it the same place I put the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay, they did what they were supposed to do. Anything other than that, I would have been like, I'm worried about the defense a little bit. They did exactly what they were supposed to. Gave up one play.
That's
One of 10 on third downs, guys.
That's ridiculous.
1 of 10 on third downs.
That's ridiculous.
A-Rod would have got his wig split.
Yeah, but hey, and check this out. The Giants went out there and put up 31 this week.
24 unanswered.
I told you.
Unanswered.
And they season started this Sunday, man.
And the most
Last Sunday
improved.
went for
But when you look at it though,
tell you.
defense overall, 41 snaps, man. They only played for. You get more snaps. We talked about in practice. D-Mac, you get more.
You know how that feels because that's how many snaps y'all was getting back in 2014.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We was never on the field.
Boys over there Gatorade. Let me get a jacket.
And when they come out, all they doing is pass rush. That's it.
Let's get our first break in here. When we come back, let us talk about the workload for one Tony Pollard, the Cowboys Pro Bowl running back. We'll do that next with Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Barry Church. I'm Newey Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of you and everyone else absolutely loving new smoothie bowls from Smoothie King. And woo, me too. These smoothie bowls start with acai and pitaya and are handcrafted with fresh toppings like sliced bananas, sweet berries, crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. New smoothie bowls, only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. Hashtag be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Check out the latest and greatest Edition 2 tours at AT&T Stadium and at the Star in Frisco. Meet Jerry Jones, an interactive experience. Get a peek behind the curtain and into the fascinating life of Jerry Jones with a focus on innovative fan experience. In partnership with AT&T, this interactive technology gives tour-goers the opportunity to ask Mr. Jones a variety of questions. For more information and to book your tour, visit AT&T.com/tours.
Thank you, Heckma Harrison. Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. And players are Danny McCray and Barry Church, former Cowboys safeties. After 2 weeks, it's Cowboys 70, New York 10. Both New Yorks.
But one New York got to win against a good Buffalo team.
Yeah.
They got to win against a good Buffalo team. That's why I want to discount their defense. Well, we talking about their offense, but discount their defense. We're not going to discount their defense, how good they are. Their offense is
81 plays, you going to be.
They just lost. They just forgot what they did the week before with Breece Hall and Cook. I don't understand. I'm thankful. I'm okay. Well, maybe
they came up against that defense that made them forget about everything.
Them tackle for loss, man. Them boys in the backfield. D-Law set the tone on the first play. Set the tone.
Yes.
I'll be here all day waiting for you.
Almost hurt that child. Not good. Hey, let's go to Tony Pollard. Career high 25 rushes. Okay, they fed him the rock, and then he had seven touches in the receiving game. So that was a career. They used him. I asked Mike McCarthy about that afterwards, and Mike's exact quote to me in the presser was, Tony was going to touch the ball. That was the plan coming in. Definitely wanted to get Rico Dowdle some. Tried to spread it around. We had a package in there with Deuce. We got him some touches. This was going to be a heavy lifting day for Tony, and he carried it. So, Pollard, man, 32 touches, too many in a blowout win. Start there with you.
Yes, it's just a tad bit for my liking. 32 was it 32 total touches?
32 total touches.
See, I like it for him to be around 18 to 20. maybe you creep a little bit in the 23 realm, but I think 32 touches, that's a little bit much. That's a little bit much for Tony Pollard. We all understand you get the most bang from your buck when he's explosive and he's out there running like a man on fire. And it's a long season. We all understand that. 17 games is a long time. So for me, I just don't see him being built that way to be able to, take those hits and take that punishment, game in and game out. Now, if this was just I ain't gonna say one-off, but if it's not, 32 touches a game, that's a little bit much for me. But overall, I mean, the dude looks good. The dude looks good. Dude looks explosive. So we'll see what happens going forward. But 32 is a little bit much for me.
When you let Zeke go, what did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
This was bound to happen to Tony Pollard. Once the franchise tag was signed, you know that his carries has gone up every year that he's been here. Last year, 193 carries. This year, he's definitely going to exceed that. Mm-hmm. And this was to be expected. I like the way that they mixed in those other guys, the way that Rico Dowdle came in, the way that Deuce Vaughn carried, even the way that they got Kevontae Turpin involved. So, look, it's going to be by committee for the rest of the year. I don't anticipate them going in a 25 carry per game way. Okay. I think it's more in line with where we were, what we saw against New York, 15 to 17. Mm-hmm. It's probably his magic number, and the rest of those guys bring up the slack. But it's just a big playability for him that I think that you're looking at. They tried to get this Jets defense, give them a lot of misdirection, get them running, right? That's what you do when you got a quick, fast defensive line the way that they do. So I think he played his part, but look, I think the numbers for him is right where they need to be, especially with a guy being paid the way that he is.
Yeah, I love it. I think it was perfect. I think how we played the game kind of dictated how many carries that he got. Okay. How many snaps did New York's offense get versus how many? Like, our time of possession was so 42. Crazy. You don't expect it to be like that throughout the season. So I think it'll average out. But also, if you watch Tony Pollard run, I only saw him take one hit that had me worried. He run out of bounds when he go to the side. He gets 7, he get out. He get down when he need to get down. I think he caught a pass and he got sandwiched in between two players, and that was the one I was like, oh, he took that hit. But you don't see him. He like Lamar Jackson when Lamar Jackson runs the ball. You don't see them taking big hits like that. So it doesn't worry me because it seems like he knows, he understands, and the running back room must understand too. Like, hey, it's gonna be a long season. You ain't got to try to get that extra 2 yards by going out there to bang like that. That's not your game. Get your 7, get out, and come on back to the sideline. So I think he's running smart. So that doesn't really worry me.
So when you come to the plays run, the Jets ran 46 plays. The Cowboys had 46 rushes in the game.
That's crazy, man.
Pollard with 25 attempts, Rico Dowdle 7, Deuce Vaughn with 3, Dak Prescott had 6 here. Then you had
run a little bit.
Turpin with 2 and Peyton Hendershot with 1. So 14 rushing attempts for 134 yards. And then when it came to passing, it was 38 attempts by the Cowboys. Dak 31 of 38.
That's efficient, bro.
2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Danny, that leads me back into where you wanted to go, the play caller here. Much improved.
Big Mike.
Much improved play call.
Oh, here we go.
Nah, listen, Big Mike, listen, let me tell you something. He ain't lied to me. He ain't lied to me yet, okay? Big Mike said, I'm going to play to my defense. And as you see him call the plays, he's going to make sure that he's playing it safe enough to not put his quarterback in jeopardy, but also get the ball out of his hands quick. And, hey, if we got to punt it, we're going to punt it. We're going to get back to our defense. When you get down into the red zone, he did the same thing. Everybody's crying about the red zone. He got down there and said, I'm going to make sure I get some points because as long as I do, they not going to be able to crawl back into the game. So why risk going out there throwing an interception or not putting points on the board when I got the opportunity right now and we got a kicker that's consistent to say, I'm finna get another 3. Put us up by 2 possessions. How many teams have scored on 2 possessions against us this season? It ain't happening. I think he's playing smart. He's living by what he said that he's going to do. And I think he's still also setting up some stuff for later in the season for some other teams that he's going to open up the playbook a little bit. You'll see Dak throwing some shots. We haven't seen Michael Gallup get down the field yet. Brandon Cooks is out. So I think he played just how he should. And I think that lends a hand to say, hey, he been in the lab.
Were you good with the red zone? They were 2 of 6 in the red zone for 33%.
Now, I understand where people are looking at that and saying, oh, you can't do that versus some of the best quarterbacks in the league. I get it. But when you have a 14-point lead going into the fourth quarter, you said it all, dog. There's nothing really to add to what you just said because that's amen gospel, what you just put on that, right? But last year versus Green Bay, you had a 14-point lead going into the fourth. What did Kellen Moore keep doing? I'm not dogging on Kellen Moore, but I'm just saying in the fourth quarter, what did you keep doing? Passing the ball. Look, man, run that clock out. Don't put this offense in any foolish positions to have this game turnover, for something stupid. When you have a defense like you said, he ain't lied once. When you have a defense like this, you play field position, ball control, time of possession. He did exactly that. I recognize, Newey, that 206, anybody would love, you at least love to be 500 in that number, right? But 206, look, when the higher up you go, you're going to have to get that, you're going to clock it in. But I'm okay with everything that Mike did.
No, I'm with y'all on this. Look, I can't poo-poo on nothing, McCarthy's been doing so far this season. I mean, like you guys said, he's played into his defense. And when you have an historically great defense, which they've been so far this season, that's all you really have to do. Is drive the bus offensively. And Dak has done a good job. We talked about the size Gardner, but other than that, he's done a good job of taking care of the football. There's no fumbles out there. So to me, Mike McCarthy is doing a great job. He's incorporating everybody. He's spreading the football around. I mean, you got CeeDee Lamb out there. You going to get the ball to your number one dude. He's balling.
He heard us.
He heard, yeah, because that dude took off from the jump street.
You think?
But also no Cooks in there. Michael Gallup still hadn't got his foot yet. He ain't got his foot yet.
This was his chance.
Yeah. So all you got is CD, but we knew he was going to get the targets.
Yeah. So he's getting the ball to his playmakers, and what I love most about it is you harped on it a little bit. It's not getting to him down the field. It's letting them get it in space, getting the ball out of Dak hands quick, and letting his playmakers in space ball out. I mean, we saw what CD was doing out there. His yak yardage, I wish I had the stat in front of me, but his yak yardage was pretty good last night.
He was great.
So, to me, I can't say anything. I mean, McCarthy's done a great job so far.
So here's just looking back at the field goals that they had to kick. So they get it to the 17, kick a field goal. They get it to the Jets' 3-yard line, kick a field goal. They get it to the Jets' 8, and then they kick a field goal. Then they get it to the 12. And they kick a field goal. And afterwards, when asked about the amount of field goals in the red zone, McCarthy says, I was really proud of the offensive line with all the changes and so forth. I could have been better. Then he used a curse word talking about himself. He says, first and goal on the 6-yard line. The first call, they actually lined up with Hunter Lepke being new and so forth. He says that was definitely an assignment that we weren't expecting. But, yeah, we definitely need to punch that in. Going back to when they got down to that one, it was Hendershot right in, no gain. That first and goal from the 1. Then it was second and goal from the 1. Rico Dowdle right in, loses 2 yards. Then it's third down at the Jet 3. Prescott incompletion to Ferguson. Thought he had him right there.
Even on that incompletion to Ferguson, guys, y'all go back and look at the all-22. CeeDee Lamb was wide open on the corner route.
They showed that video when he was like,
he's wide open.
Right.
He's wide open, and there's things like that they'll come back to and correct. And they spend so much time in the red zone. But like I said, man, I just felt like there were just certain instances, like I don't know, the run to Hendershot I thought was a little weird. I didn't get that one. But then the miss in the corner, that was another one. I'm like, hey, they come back to it. This is going to be one where they're going to clock that in.
No doubt.
But overall, can we say 2 games in, the new play caller is better than the last play caller?
I'm going to listen. Turpin was here last year. Couldn't figure it out. We had talked about Jalen. We talked about Tolbert being able to make an impact this game.
Absolutely,
made an impact to some big time catches. We saw Deuce get in. You see the creativity here in using players. Same way they do on defense. Dan Quinn looks at these players and say, hey, where are you best at? I'm going to put you in a position to be successful. And we've seen that happen on offense. No shots at Kellen. I'm just saying when you look at how we're playing now and playing to your defense, getting all these players, and who knew these dudes were playmakers? He said, can't have 2 gadget players. What was I wrong? Also, but I will say this, that's because Cooks was out, because there ain't no way Turpin and Deuce would have been getting reps if Cooks was in there. But yeah, right now I say yes. Not more creative than Kellen, but I'm saying he is calling the game better that fits his team.
Newey, we talked about this on Friday, man. You booked and busy. He was out there.
He's booked.
We were talking about the play calling and the way that Mike McCarthy has attacked his scheme this season. And I likened it to the Cheesecake Factory menu but not having the Cheesecake Factory menu. Simplifying this offense. And what I love about what Dak is doing is he's getting the ball out of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's doing a good job with his eyes, surveying the field, all those things. The one play that was the first time he almost went back in the hot tub time machine to 2022 Dak. Because when he did that, I was like, no!
Yeah, and then he still let it go. He gave me late on out.
Because we've seen that, but other than that, he's been on time with his throws, and all of the play dynamics have been getting on the outside, especially that one to Deuce Vaughn where he got out on the first down. Like that's just masterful play call.
Deuce is nice. And one last thing before you go, and Dak is running the ball. We
That-
all
yeah,
talked
we
about
talked
this
about that,
and adding that dynamic to him being able. Okay, my bad. We didn't let Church go. My bad. Go ahead, Church. My bad.
Go ahead. What was your other?
I'm taking a break. Wait, hold on. You got to say better or not.
Get your spot.
Oh no, real quick, because I know we're on time. So, I agree with y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I agree. Through 2 weeks, because let's not act like you've been doing this long enough, 30 years. Heck, you've been around, Paul. D-Mac, you understand as well.
Right now, I got I seen 2 games in. I got time, proof, and consistency.
That's 2 games. But we all understand. After 2 weeks, the season is not concrete. We all understand that. But as of right now,
Church holding on.
But as of right now,
I'm holding on.
he's got the lead. As of right now, he's got the lead. I mean,
When we come back,
historically great
let's
defense.
grade Rain Dakota Prescott on his performance as the Cowboys move to 2-0 with Heckma Harrison. The players are Barry Church and Danny McCray. I'm Louis Scruggs. It's the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Dallas Cowboy Game Time, powered by Lenovo, the official gaming platform and community of the Dallas Cowboys. Sign up now to compete in Madden 24 for a chance to win 2 tickets and a VIP experience to a 2023 Dallas Cowboys home game. Qualifiers begin on October 6th and run through the 13th. Learn more and register at DallasCowboyGameTime.com.
Thank you, Heckma Harrison. Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. Your players are Barry Church and Danny McCray, former Cowboys safeties. Louis Scruggs. Cowboys 30, Jets 10. Cowboys now 2-0. The stat that I started the show with that I absolutely love. For the first time in franchise history, the Cowboys have not turned the ball over in the first 2 games. Dak Prescott, we'll dive into him and give a grade on what we thought about Rain Dakota Prescott's performance. 31 completions on 38 attempts for 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He did run the ball 6 times for 14 yards on that first drive on a 3rd and 6 at the New York Jets 20. He scrambled 15 yards, got it down to the 5, and then Dak ended up throwing a touchdown pass to Jake Ferguson for 4 yards, and that helped the Cowboys start the game on the opening drive, 12 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Gonna start with you, Danny McCray. Go around the room.
Are we just doing like just solid A, B, C deal? We got pluses.
Man, throw some pluses in there. Minuses,
we got
too.
Pluses
And minuses.
All right, since we're doing pluses.
Professor McCray.
Since we're doing pluses, okay, I'm not grading on the curve either. All right, not grading on the curve. I'm going to give him an A. And I would have gave him an A+, but the Sauce Gardner thing worries me a little bit because it's flashes of what we saw last year, and it just worries me. But A, he controlled the game, and the one thing that I've been asking to see out of Dak Prescott, minus throwing interceptions, all that stuff, is being dynamic, using his legs again, putting the defense on their heels because they don't know if he's going to break out of the pocket when things break down, or he's going to try to force the throw and possibly throw an interception. And we've seen him for the last 2 weeks get out there and be not scared to run the ball. And I think he's only going to get more confident. So I got A right now, but he got some A pluses coming, I'm sure.
I'm going to go A-, and I'm going to go A- because of the potentially devastating Sauce Gardner. It's pick 6. You kind of revert back to some of your bad habits. I think starting 13-13 was dynamic. It shows you what he's made of. You have to change the whole turnover thing. He can't be the reason why you lose games. And again, A- because in the red zone. You could have clocked some of those in. It's your choice to make that call to get you into the end zone. So it wasn't a perfect game by no means, but he handled his business. 31-38,
sufficient.
2 touchdowns. Like they're nobody ever grades out perfectly, right? We know that, right? Nobody ever grades out perfectly. So I'm gonna give him A-.
No, I'm gonna go B+ on this one. I'm gonna go B+. Look, he like you said, he was efficient. 31-38. He did exactly what the game plan was told for him to do, and he took care of the football and he did his thing. But the reason I'm gonna give him a B+, to me, the red zone 2 of 6. If you can finish those out, even get close. If you can get 50% in the red zone, all right, I'll give you that one. The Sauce Gardner almost interception, but if was a fifth, you know what they say. So to me, he was efficient. He did exactly what the game plan was. But to get that A game, because to me, if you're talking about an A, that means you might have missed 1 or 2 passes and you doing what Tua did it against the Chargers in week 1. Like you put it on your back. You were the reason the offense was able to do this. He's a solid B+. He did his thing out there, executed the game plan, but the red zone, it wasn't there.
I just want to point out one thing, okay? I don't know where Michael Gallup is, okay? But Brandon Cooks, his number 2 receiver, did not play, and he went 31 for 38. So that's, I just want to.
He did his thing.
Does anybody here at the table know who Lewis Billups is?
I do not.
Okay.
Chauncey's brother?
That
No.
was a good guess.
Lewis Billups was a cornerback for the Cincinnati Bengals in Super Bowl 23. As the 49ers are going down the field, Montana throws the ball, and Lewis Billups has it. Drops the interception. Next play, John Taylor, touchdown. Guys, this is the NFL. You 2 play. Yeah. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And Dak almost got. But the guy went out there and didn't happen again, learned from it. You didn't see him double clutch again, especially on soft. Did his job. This is what happens in the league. But the great ones make sure they don't go do it again. They can call him Joe Montana, but I'm just saying, this stuff happens. Ron Washington used to have a saying when he was coaching when he was the manager of the Rangers. He says, do what the game asks you to do. That's what Dak Prescott did. 31, 38, 255, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, no fumbles. He did what the game asked him to do. They wanted to protect the defense. They did it. If you get 15 more games out of this, Heckman, you good?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
15 more games this day, you good?
Yes.
You good? You're not good. Okay.
No, listen. You're
not good.
Because I want to make sure I preface it by saying all games ain't gonna be like this. There will be a game where we got to see something different, right? So yeah, if the season goes this way and all the games go like this, yes. But we all know that that's not gonna be the case. But yes, he did. I gave him an A.
I would imagine this Arizona game. We thinking the same thing, right? Defense.
they say no
quarterback
chance.
should get two. I mean,
Arizona State's no chance.
Yeah,
right. So
I'm running my defense out there. Dak be a ball control.
Okay.
Control the ball.
I'm anticipating the next two games that this defense come out here. You got Joshua Dobbs and Mac Jones. I'm assuming we'll see the same thing. Hey, defense, go ahead, lay it down on them. The offense, just do the game ask you to do. That's what I'm thinking here. By the way, I give Dak an A. Give me that.
So we good.
A. Clarence Hill gave me an A last night on TV with me. You and Calvin Watkins with the B.
B plus. I see
plus.
what I
The
see.
B is still a B, man.
It's good.
But
That's winnable.
But before we get up out of here, man, can we show CeeDee Lamb some love, man? Because CeeDee Lamb balled
It's
out.
over?
No, we still got time.
We got press conference coming up.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Some of us got to go up.
CeeDee Lamb balled out yesterday, and I think we were talking all last week. I gave him the what was it when you're trying to get on a flight? Stand by.
Yeah.
And he's trying to fly standby to be into that elite class. Last night, he got on the plane. I'm just saying, we have been asking for CeeDee Lamb to get off to a fast start, to be a guy out there where you don't clearly have a Robin to your Batman and still be dominant. Look, it could have been better with a touchdown, but at the same time, he went in there, dog. He did exactly what he needed to do.
And we've been talking about Big Mike the whole time. He drawing up plays for CD.
Man, bet that.
That whole passing game revolves
What's
around
your one play?
CeeDee Lamb.
What's that one play you were just talking about?
That fake bubble screen. CD go out there like he finna block, hit him 2 times in 2 weeks.
All right, it's Players Lounge for today. Mike McCarthy's talking right now. We're going to leave this and jump right into the Cowboys head coach and the coordinators right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!